Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2022 edition of the International Women's Day event organized by South Africa University Clubs, University of Ibadan, the Polytechnic of Ibadan, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, then University of Bamenda in Kenya, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Women in Engineering, University of Ibadan chapter. Um, welcome. My name is Damilola Alimi, and I am the co-lead for Shikoda Africa University of Ibadan. And with me today, I have my amazing co-host Eniola Oluwa Bakare. Hi, Eniola. Damilola. Hi, Eniola. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eniola Bakare, and I am a member of GDSC University of Ibadan. So it is a pleasure to have you on here today. Welcome. So you can go ahead to introduce yourself in the comment section, your name and where you're tuning in from.
Yeah, we have a lot of people on the call. Hello, Faithful from Ibadan. Robiat Amino from Kano. Um, we have from him. Okay, we have Triza from Kenya. We have Abiba from Lagos. Welcome, Abiba. We have Ilori Tunu from Ibadan. Temitope from Ibadan. Rafiat from Lagos. We have Aisha from Ibadan. We have Zena from Oyo. Welcome. So nice to have you guys here. We have Fetiat from Lagos. Busayo from Ibadan. Jesu Joba from Oyo State. And then we have somebody looking at us with side eye. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah, I can see Bolu from Ibadan. Favor from Lagos. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's so nice to have you guys here. Welcome, guys. You can keep introducing yourself. Please let's know you. Let's know where you're dialing in from.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see Blessing from Ile Ife. Welcome, Blessing. So nice to have you here.
Hmm.
Please, as you are joining, please don't forget to introduce yourself. Want to know you? Please introduce yourself in the comment section. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. So just a quick intro to, like I said, I'm the co-lead for Shikoda Africa University of Ibadan. And just a quick intro to what Shikoda Africa is all about. For those of us that don't know about Shikoda Africa, Shikoda Africa is a community that celebrates and empower young girls and young women in technology across Africa. And we have branches all over campuses and cities in Africa. And we have the University of Ibadan branch for those interested in joining. I'm going to be dropping the link in the comment section. Yes, I can see we have new people joining in. We have Ololade from Ibadan. Welcome, Ololade. Welcome, Blessing from Ibadan. So for those joining in, we actually have like amazing speakers who are going to be speaking to us today. Okay, I can see Tosin from Ogun State. Yeah, Eniola, what are you expecting from today's session?
Oh my God, I'm expecting a lot. I can't even wait to be pumped for, having to learn about this journey in tech, right? And how to go about it. Very much insights from our speakers. So I'm so excited for today's session already.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, so welcome, guys. As you've had, we're going to be having we have a CEO that's going to be talking to us. We have people that have done a lot in the tech space, despite being ladies, breaking the barriers and the likes. I can see in the comment section, I have Rora from Ibadan, and that's my co-lead at Shikoda Africa University of Ibadan. Shout out Rora. We
Welcome,
have
Laura.
Taiwo from Ibadan. We have Tolani from Ibadan. Welcome, Tolani. Welcome, Taiwo. We have Jimmy Oluwaseun Mary from Ogumosho. Welcome, Mary. It's nice to have you here.
Welcome everyone. Welcome Bolu from Ibadan. I can see Jesu Oba Blessed from Oyo State. Welcome everyone. Okay, just before we go ahead, remember to remind your friends, spread the news, share the link that we are live already. Don't forget to share the link with everyone you know.
Yeah, don't be stingy. Invite your friends. Let them come and learn also.
Yes,
Let them come and learn.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there
Adedeji
is
from Oyo.
Oluwa from okay.
Okay. We have Adedeji from Oyo. Then we have Oreoluwa from Ibadan. Welcome, Adedeji. Welcome, Oreoluwa.
I would even like to add that if you're a member of any of the communities, organizing this, you could rep your community in the comment section.
Yeah, please. Yeah, rep your comment. Please let me see SCAUIO, please.
I am a member of
Yeah.
GDSC University of Ibadan, so let me see you guys in the comment section repping GDSC University of Ibadan.
Yeah, please rep your community in the comment section. We still have 5 minutes to go for the introduction. Let's do this. SCAUI. Ooh, thank you, Oreoluwa. Hello, OJ. Thanks for joining in. It's nice to have you here as well. GDSC Lautech. Welcome. You guys should rep your community in the comment section. Welcome, Peace from Enugu. It's so nice to have you here. Welcome. Shikod Africa UNN. Oh, what's up, my people? Thank you for tuning in. GDSC Lautech. Thanks for tuning in. Oluwaseun. Please feel free to drop your community in the comment section. Okay, welcome Sharon from Ibadan. I can see GDSC, you are welcome. Thank you very much, Demilade.
There is Adimchi from Shikod Africa UNN. Welcome, Adimchi. Okay.
Faithful from SCA University of Ibadan, welcome.
Don't forget to spread the news. Remind your friends that we are live already. You're about to get value for every single time you spend here today.
Welcome, Shukro from Lagos. That is your namesake. Shukro from Lagos, welcome.
Oh, welcome, Shukura Bakari.
GDSC. This particular word. GDSC from Amsterdam. Welcome. Is it Tomoa? Welcome, Tomoa. Temiloluwa from Ibadan, welcome. Okay, so as we proceed, you can continue with the introduction. Introduce yourself in the comment section. Rep your community. Okwe from Lagos. Thanks for joining us. Okay, as I said earlier, I'm going to be dropping the link to Shikod Africa membership form. So as we proceed, I'm going to be dropping the link. So to the next item on our agenda, we're going to be having the opening speech, which is going to be given by our very own Ayodeji Victoria, who is the lead for Google Developer Students Club, University of Ibadan. Victoria, can give us your speech. Thank you. Hi, Victoria. Please let me know if you can hear us. Hello, OJ from Ibadan, repping Shikod Africa UI. Thank you. Hi, Fatima. Dami, welcome. Hi, Victoria. Please let me know when you can hear us. Okay, I think Victoria is having network issues. Yeah, we have her here. Okay, Victoria, you can go on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go on.
Okay, thank you. So, a very pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. I'm thrilled to have people from different parts of the world join us today. Thank you so much for joining communities that have been supporting us since the beginning, as well as to every new member here. We extend our warm welcome on behalf of University of Ibadan, Ibadan, Lautech, University of Maryland in Kenya, Chikod Africa UI, Women in Engineering UI. I sincerely acknowledge every one of you today for coming to this event. I want to appreciate all our speakers for joining this call. Murenike Fajemisin, Lily Edinam, Fatima Aminu, Obed Jerori, Oluwatomisin Onabanjo. Thank you so much for joining. As we all know, the International Women's Day occurred on March 8th every year, but it's never too late to host an event in April to celebrate women, and that is what this event is about. The theme of this event is Break the Bias, being in tech as a female, the what, why, and how. We're hosting this event to network, educate, and inspire, as well as recognize that we still have a long way to go to close the gender gap. So today you all learn from our professional speakers who have huge experience working in tech as a female. At the end of their sessions, you all get the opportunity to ask them your questions. So lastly, without any further ado, I would call on Damilola to introduce our next speaker. If you are on the YouTube live and you want to be a member of any of these organizer communities, you can send an email to dsc.univad@gmail.com. And welcome to everyone once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Victoria, for that wonderful and short speech. Thank you very much, everyone. I can see everyone joining from the comment section. I can see Tuluanime from Lagos. I can see Angela Olua from University of Ibadan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think the next thing on our agenda is going to be social media engagement. So, Eniola, are you there? Okay. So for the social media engagement, basically we have prizes. We have quite a number of prizes to be won today. So for the social media engagement, I want everyone to tweet about this event and use the hashtag IWD 2022, hashtag break the bias, and IWD IB 22. So this is how we do it. Okay, I think let Eniola give us an insight to how this is going to be run.
Okay, thank you very much, Damilola. You're doing a great job. Okay, so how this is going to work is we have two categories of people we want to give our prize to, right? So it is for you to go on Twitter and shout about this event, literally. And so people will give us the highest number of tags. So you're going to tag the tech communities, GDSC underscore UI, and then you're going to put all the hashtags IWD 2022, IWDIB, that's for Ibadan 2022, IWDIB22. So you tag us along and then we can see all of your tweets and pick our winners at the end of today. So we want to see people tagging us already and make it that it's about the event on Twitter.
Yeah, please, you guys should head up to Twitter, tweet about the event, tell us what you expect, and the person with the highest engagement or highest tweet gets prizes. So let's do that. Let's tell the world that we are here and we are learning. Tell us what you want, what you intend to take out of today's events. I'm going on Twitter now. Okay.
And subsequently during the event as well, you can go on to tweet, punchlines and everything you're learning from the event as well.
Welcome, Dawn from Ibadan. I'm still waiting on you guys' tweets. I can see some. Please don't forget to spread the word. Hi, Ikmat from Ibadan. So the thing is, for just joining, what we are doing now with social media engagement, we need you to tweet about this event and use the hashtag IWD22, IWDIB22, and hashtag break the bias. Spread the word. Don't be stingy. Let everybody know that something is going on here. Hi, Eniola, are you there? Yeah, I'm still awaiting your tweets. Hello, Esther from Ibadan. Rafiat. Yeah, we've started. So we are on the social media engagement. So all you have to do is to tweet about this event. Go on Twitter and use the hashtag IWD2022, IWDIB22, and hashtag break the bias. Welcome testimony from Ibadan. And have you been seeing tweets?
I'm about checking out our tweets from everybody.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Happy International Women's Day to you too.
Mm-hmm.
So while we wait for our keynote speaker to join us, and we have some icebreaker questions that we would like you guys to answer and participate in. Please don't air us. Please, I need you guys to be active in the comment section because our speaker she has been trying to join and she'll be with us very soon. So our first question for the icebreaker session is if you don't have to work for money again, what would you be doing? Please answer in the
Mm-hmm.
comment section. And if you didn't have to be working for money, what would you be doing?
In all honesty, I'll probably be traveling around the world and
My
doing what I
guy,
love doing
exactly.
the most. How about you, Dabisola? What
Exactly.
would you do?
I'll be traveling, no. I'm probably writing about everywhere I travel to because I like work. So I'll probably be writing about everywhere I go to. So in the comment section,
Mm-hmm.
please let us know if you don't have to work for money. See, Faithful said, I will be traveling also. It's like everybody likes traveling. Please, if you didn't have to work for money again, what will you be doing? Please interact with us, talk to us, let us know in the comment section.
Okay, so while you go on answering the question in the comment section, we'll be going to the panelist session now as we wait for our keynote speaker to join us in today's event. So for the panelist session, we have four amazing panelists, and then I'll be reading out their bio to you. I'll be reading out their bio, and then we can go on to ask them our questions. You can drop your questions in the comment section if you have any. And also for people that made questions when they were filling in the Google form, we'll be asking those questions as well. So our first person here is Fatima Aminu. Fatima is a product designer with over 2 years of experience in the creative space. She started her journey into tech as a graphic designer before transitioning into product design. She also freelances as a data annotator. When she's not doing anything work related, you'll find her playing Monopoly and chilling with loved ones. So that's for Fatima Amin, who is a product designer. And then our next panelist is Oluwatomisi Onobajo. Oluwatomisi is a Oluwatomisi is a software quality assurance engineer with over 5 years of experience testing software applications. She's very passionate about software testing, loves to learn new technologies as much as she loves to teach and help newbies kickstart a career in software testing. Welcome, Fatima. Welcome, Oluwatomisin. Welcome. And then we have OVJ Rory. OVJ Rory is a content marketer with 8 years combined experience in marketing and content marketing. She currently works in the fintech industry. OVJ Rory is also a law student with interest in intellectual property, law, and alternative dispute resolution. In her spare time, she coaches solopreneurs and freelancers on how to use content marketing and branding to get the opportunities they desire. Her life's goal is to leave Nigeria a better economy than she met it. She hopes to achieve this through the empowerment of small businesses in whatever way she can, and partnering with companies to execute sustainable marketing practices that would win hearts and money yet improve the lives of their target market. Welcome, OVJ. And finally, we have Lily Edinam. Lily is an executive director at the Arc Lab Foundation and a master's student who researches on the deployment of technology in service of public needs. As an aspiring tech policy analyst, she speaks widely on issues related to the internet with a particular interest in women and youth inclusion, accessibility, cybersecurity, and digital sustainability. Lily coordinates the Ghana Youth Internet Governance Forum and is a member of the steering committee for the West African Youth Internet Governance Forum. Outside the above list, she hosts a weekly podcast called Pointers in 10, which she shares nuggets on tech, career, and personal branding. Welcome, Lily. Welcome, Fatima, Oluwatomizi, and OVJ. We are pleased to have you on air. Welcome here.
Thank you.
Hi.
Eniola.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so welcome our panelists, and it's a pleasure to have you on here today. Thank you for your time and for the opportunity to, impact so many lives that are on this call and those that would be watching after now. So a big thank you on behalf of all the tech communities organizing this as well. Thank you very much. So without further ado, our first question on the panel, our first question is for you to tell us about your career journey. What was it like for you? Did you have to transition into tech, or you started out your career in tech from the very scratch? How did it go? What was your journey like in tech? So you tell us about your career journey. Fatima, would you go first, please?
All right. Um,
Hi, Fatima.
Hello. Hi. My name is Fatima.
Hi.
I'm a product designer. So, I took off my career as a graphic designer, but before then, I categorized my journey into four stages. First was the exposure, then discovery, then mastery, and then internship opportunity. So I'll just start on them briefly. So for the very first stage, which was the exposure, so it was like attending events like this, being like listening to experienced women in career talk, share their stories, and get motivated. Then from there, I was fortunate enough to attend a training where we were taught software engineering. Then upon completion of the training, we were offered internship placement. So I got to intern as a solutions intern somewhere at IT. Then there I was exposed to the different fields in career and tech. So I was exposed to software engineering, business, and then design. So I noticed I was drawn more towards design. So this is where matchmaking is. I attended a boot camp, then I mastered the skills to a certain level, well enough for me to build a portfolio. Then from there I applied to internship. Then I got to intern. Then from there I applied to a higher role, which is an intermediate product designer. So that is what I do now. I'm an intermediate product designer at Erandla. So Erandla is a startup that helps solve problems in the logistics space. So yeah, that's where I am today.
Oh, thank you very much, Fatima. Interesting that you had to listen to people that were already in this journey and then it inspired you as well. And I mean, that's what we are doing here today. Who knows the next big woman in tech that is being inspired today? So, OVJ, what was your journey like into tech for you?
Okay, so can you hear me? Just to check.
Yes, I can.
All right. So right now I'm not into code tech. Like I don't plan on joining, but then I'm in tech. So my journey into tech basically started from my desire to make life easier. Like I like going the easy way. I like making things easy. If you tell me to do something, I'm like, what's the easy way? Like, what's the easy route? What's the easy way out, right? So I think my journey started in tech started in 2018 when my friend started her business, and she was relying on word of mouth, like telling her friends that, oh, I started a business, oh, I started a business. So I took up the role of social media manager for her. So that was how like I got into the whole digital marketing stuff. So right, I tried learning data analysis in 2020. It was a failure and I ran away. So basically I'm into the marketing side of tech, and my journey in tech started from just wanting to make life easy. And I also realized that aside from creating the products, like the developers, when you guys create the products, it also needs to be appealing to the users, right? So I focus more on user behavior, marketing, and other aspects when it comes to the tech side. Because I've noticed that, I mean, lots of people shy away from learning tech. A lot of people shy away from learning how to use, even some people don't know how to manage their Instagram, as simple as it may look like, right? So I'm just into the educational part. I'm a content marketing marketer. So what I do is basically educate users. So I'm just, while you guys create the product, I'm here to get people into the product, right? So that's just me trying to make life easier and tell people about it. Because even when I've noticed that when I've worked in some organizations, we've had to like impute people's like data manually. I try to tell them that, oh, let's do this thing through like a Google form or something, but no, they will still want people to like write it out and then they'll give it to me and I'll end up typing it out, right? But I see my work in tech as trying to educate these people. So in the long run, these people will stop trying to go through the manual routes and then bringing it back digitally. They will just quickly embrace tech. So my journey with tech just basically started from wanting to make things easier. So I've just been going like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Oviji, for that wonderful answer. Like your journey in tech was just to make life easier for people, and I feel like that's what tech should be all about, majorly. Lily, can you give us an insight into what your career journey was like? Hi, Lily, we can't hear you. Oh, am I the only one? Mic check. No, we can't hear you, but like we can see you. Okay, so Tomisi, you can just tell us about your journey, why she comes up.
Oh yeah, sure. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, unlike Fatima and OVJ, I started my career in tech in as far back as 2017 or late 2016, and had a background in mathematics. And just graduating from school, I was just really thinking, okay, so what am I going to do with my mathematics degree? And the opportunity posed itself at the time to be a software tester. I was actually very clueless in my first interview. Like I really even didn't know what an operating system was. But I was just very lucky. I think it was like a go lucky day for me. And that was how I was able to land my first job in tech as a software quality assurance analyst. And it's been a very interesting journey for me, especially because I have background in mathematics and I love analysis a lot. So just having something in the real world that kind of allows me to apply my analytical skills and problem solving skills. It made me just stick through the career in software testing. And yeah, I could tell you for a fact that it's been very awesome for me.
Oh wow, thank you very much to Missing for that. Thank you. Okay, I think Lily's having difficulties joining. So I guess we can just move on to the next question. So my next question is what advice will you give to a young lady starting out in tech? Because I feel like most people here are just about to start. And also, if you ever like, I want you to answer. Oh, sorry, please. I want Lily, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you if you can hear me.
Oh yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, so you can just give us an insight into your career journey.
Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you're joining. So, I've had a quite of a journey moving from network operations through to system testing, and then a bit of front end web development, and then to currently what I do in policy. So it's been from me missing out or medical school eluding me, just like many of you starting off to be probably a lawyer or a medical doctor and getting excited about all the titles that come with it. But mine had been me missing out and going to medical school because of the competitiveness for the year that I was leaving school. Um, 2 year groups were writing the same final exams, and that year was like a real hurdle. So I didn't just miss out going to medical school. I missed going to the second choice, which was pharmacy. Then the third choice for me was computer science, and I landed there in the computer science class, wondering why we're seeing all zeros and ones and thinking, why exactly are we combining things and not just seeing the results yet? Because we started from pseudocodes and trying to understand how to bring things around story problems to life. We're trying to first see using the false code that we call pseudocode to see how we can first go in and understand how we can just move what you have as a problem to the solution. So I contemplated leaving the computer science class, but just like you've heard here on this call, it's not just about coding. It's not just also about writing programs. There are little things that come together to make technology what it is. That is a natural extension of our offline world. So I've had that journey from moving through network operations through to here in technology policy. And I'm excited especially about policy because without having policy to move things around, we just have technology reinforcing things that we have in the offline world. So if there were biases in the offline world, without policy and without having things to guide how it is used, you'd essentially have it still be perpetuated or even a large extent augmented in the on the online space. So that has been me trying to make sure that we are using technology, we're having technology for good and use it for the right things. That is what I'm excited about policy currently.
Oh, thank you very much, Lily, for that. Thank you. Um, yeah, so the next question is going to be like, I think I read out the next question. I said, what is going to be your advice for a young lady just starting out in tech? And what do you guys have to say about, like, did you do any volunteering when you were starting out? And how did volunteering for communities, how did it help you? How did it help your growth? And is there still like prospects for a young person just starting out to actually go into volunteering and also grow with it? Yeah, so I think Tomisi, you can go first.
All right, thanks, Damilola. So I would say for a start, to answer your first question, um, for a young person to start, I think there are a lot of platforms that can actually help. One which is, what we currently have. I remember when I was, during my undergraduate days, I attended University of Learning, and there was not so much going on in terms of awareness as to what you need to do, as to how do you progress your career, from school and all of that. So, but now we have likes of, people just trying to ensure that you can, join conversations like this, hear people speak, hear people talk about their journey, yeah, people just, our panelists have been saying, we all have different backgrounds from what I can see. I mean, there's no similar background here, right? So, you also need to like really understand your own journey, really understand what you really want to do, because tech is widespread. It has like a lot of things in it. It has like different units, different segments, different aspects to it. And you really need to figure out that which you enjoy doing, because by the time you finally want to settle for a career, you also just want to ensure that you are, really good at what you do. So to the second question, which is there,
Are there opportunities? Is this something that you should look out for? I would say be yes. The opportunities are limitless, irrespective of wherever you are in the world. There is no there is no limited opportunity, so to speak. The opportunities are everywhere. It's in Africa, North America, East Africa, everywhere. It's just everywhere. Like there's nothing you would want to do in tech that you won't find a space for it in wherever you have. So you can, you've already taken that bold step. If this is your first time joining like a tech event, I think you've already taken that bold step to even learn more about tech by joining an event like this, and I think you should keep at it.
Thank you very much for that, Tomisi. Fatima, do you have anything for us?
Okay, so for a young girl that was start up and things, I would just say just be open minded, like explore different fields, find the one that suits your curiosity, and then like read blogs, medium posts, watch videos, like I mean just be open minded, try out things. Then whichever you feel okay, I think I want to go into it, then explore. I mean, and if it still doesn't work, step out and try another thing. So yeah. And then the other question is, are there opportunities? Oh yes, there are tons of opportunities out there. You just master your skills and then go out and explore, apply. And yeah, so that's it. And I don't think I got the last question. There's no question.
Sorry, I didn't get you. What is the last?
Oh, I didn't get the last question. You asked 3 questions.
Yeah, I said like what did you do like volunteering when you were starting out in tech, and how did it help you? And will you advise anyone to go into volunteering at the early stage of their tech career?
Okay. So yes, I volunteered for this foundation. It's a charity foundation. So while I was learning graphic design, I reached out to the admin of the WhatsApp group and I'm like, okay, I'm learning graphic design and then I want to like help you with flyers. This way I was sharpening my skill and then help to build my portfolio. So yes, I'll advise you really volunteer to organizations.
Thank you very much. Lily.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things I say to people to let them know that volunteering is at the heart of what you do in technology is what I used to volunteer for. Now I get paid to do them because those were the grounds where I was able to fail, get correction, tap into people's knowledge, and move on to do the right things. So essentially, you are not wasting time if you're volunteering. I volunteered close to on campus. I literally sometimes had to remind myself while I was on campus, and I don't want you to toe that line. You should find a fine balance between coursework and extracurricular activities, especially in volunteering. I found out my love for technology policy because I joined the Internet Society caucus in on my campus. That's caucus that I joined took me to France for events. I was able to join what we call the Internet Society's Youth at Internet Governors Forum, and that was all paid. And that's because I was volunteering after class, joining meetings twice a week, and also telling people about what we're doing in cybersecurity as Internet Society on campus. It wasn't too tiring, but for people who probably would have left class, it would have felt like a daunting task to want to sit in another meeting, right? And I now I do. It's like I'm an executive director at the Hackler Foundation, and this was something two classmates started in our classroom. We had friends join in, and it's moved to something that we are also proud of. What we started off to do was to build hackathons to have peer-to-peer collaborations on projects, and it was volunteering. I can say that that was not paid. I mean, we've not. It's young people so passionate about tech to make it to advance technology in our school in Ghana, and now we are moving across Ghana to the South region in the continent, and you can see how those times that we used to do those things have helped us polish some of the skills that we have. Then for your journey, like you're starting off, you know how people are introverts, extroverts, people are excited about meeting people, people are different personalities. There are personality tests for you to know who you are as a person, but there are also test quizzes for tech that you can take that you can see what it is that matches even your personality. If you think that probably will be a longer route to go, what are you passionate about? You want to wake up and not feel stressed about going to work. You want to wake up and when you hit the floor, you're excited and look, I'm a data analyst, I'm a cloud engineer. I'm probably a security software engineer. I'm a product manager. I'm a quality assurance person. You're excited about it because as part of who you are, these are things that you really want to do. So if you want to, for a start for you, just understand who you are, understand the things that make you excited, the things that you're happy to probe into, and then go into doing a quiz in tech. I think there was one by Buddies in Tech. Probably as the chat goes on, I'll find a link to another one that I found and drop it in the chat for you. It can be a starting point for you, but essentially, you don't want to follow what everybody's following because look, I've heard that it's popular. You are going down a very long route, and probably in the long run, you'll not be excited about it. Then the very funny part about technology is that you are very free to move from one place to the other, even though they are connected in a way. There are differences, but if you explore and feel like this is not what I'm passionate about, feel free to move. I told you about me wondering why we're doing all zeros and ones in class, and that's because I was understanding at that point something that felt too far fetched. When we began talking about policy and cybersecurity, and because I'm a talker, I was excited about it. It was giving me some perspective into the things you're trying to do with machines and how we're trying to communicate that with humans. And to a large extent, in the center of it, trying to build also some trust in the machines that we're and the code that we're writing for people to be essentially able to understand and use them. So for you who's starting off, volunteering is like a route you should go. Like I said, it allows you to feel forward, tap into people's expertise, and especially build a network, people that can recommend you for jobs, people that can mention you in big rooms, people that can mention you in big platforms and open doors for you. That's about volunteering. So do it if you have the time and balance it out. The second one is that you don't have to chase what everybody's chasing. Find your authentic self and go for it.
Oh, thank you very much for that. You don't have to go for what everybody is doing. And as per volunteering, it's a cool ground to start. Rory, you are into the non-tech space. So what will you say about volunteering when starting out as a content marketer?
Yes, I'll definitely endorse volunteering. So I want to believe that whoever I'm speaking with wants to go into tech for themselves. At least at the beginning, you have to be successful in your personal career before you can really seek to impact others. So I'll just be speaking to you in that aspect, like you want to go into tech for yourself before you kind of open the door for others. So for yourself, like I'll just tell you my journey, right? Volunteering is a big deal, is a big deal. Like just join spaces where people are doing, where people are championing causes that you are supportive of. Right, on campus I volunteered at a PRO firm, and through that PRO firm I volunteered at one.org for one of their programs on campus OAU. And I volunteered in so many other events. So just first of all, volunteering is very important. Like it's very beneficial because it's a way for people to see you do what you think you can do for free. It's a way for them to take a risk, like to take a chance on you without really losing too much. So it's a way to prove yourself that okay, you're capable. And even if you're not capable, you are willing to learn, you have a good attitude to work. And that would be a good opportunity for people to endorse you. So if you are even if you have your product business, you can also volunteer. There's something you're passionate about. There's definitely something you're passionate about. Volunteer for stuff like that. And in those, even let's say you're passionate about breast cancer, like breast cancer awareness. If you even want to volunteer for an event regarding that, and you are interested in the code space, you could join the sound team, right? Even if you don't have to code, you could join that. You could join those kind of teams that deal with the technicalities in the events. You could join logistics, right? Just join something, and it's a way of getting to know people that could be doing what you want to do. Because regardless of the fact that we have to be intentional about our life, there's also the place of chance. So if you just show up, if you show up, you will always see opportunities. Like I'm sure most of the speakers here can speak to that, testify to that, that there have been some life-changing experiences you had. If you really think back on it, it was chance. The people you met that gave you some opportunities, it was chance, right? You just simply showed up as your original self. So even if you don't know how to do those things, you don't know how to code and you want to code, just show up as yourself with your can do attitude. So volunteering is very, very important. And when you volunteer, make sure like have Damilola said, she said something about knowing yourself. So basically, have your value system, have a solid value system. Because the thing about, I'm talking from perspective of a marketer, right? Even as you go on to learn these skills, the coding, non-code, you still need people to endorse you, still need people to hire you, still need people to support you when you want to take some scholarships and all that. So being that you are relating with people, regardless of their titles or whatever, they are still people. So you must have a value system that guides your interaction with them. Because people when you are predictable, in a sense, when you are trustworthy, when you're predictable, when people can say, okay, this person can do this person will not do this, become trustworthy, right? So have a value system around what you do. For me, my value system is transparency and empathy. I will tell you how that impacted my life. But I'll tell you about one story I heard about a lady. Our own value system is I'll always be there. I'll always be there for you. So what she does is when she interacts with you, she gets your birthday. She gets, if you're married, she gets your wedding anniversary dates. And she makes sure she sends a text to you. Because after learning these skills, right? Well, even if you're not learning now, you still need people. People that could say, oh, I have a friend that someone paid a course for him. I think over 500,000. Person paid for that course for him, right? Sorry, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. So a value system is I'll always be there for you. And from that simple gesture, she's not so active on social media. She keeps getting recurring clients. They refer her for jobs. Once our clients get married, she sends them, or they give birth, she sends them. Like she has a book for them. Like that's her value system, right? And it's opened doors for her. So mine is be kind, be empathetic, right? Be transparent and then be kind, right? Be empathetic. So I worked with a company in 2020, 2019, 2020. So because of the pandemic, we had to close down, right? But then I still checked up on him, like checked up on the CEOs, the co-founders. I was like, what's up? Like, what next? What next? You understand? Like, how are you guys going to restructure? Because I know that even the CEOs, the person is going to hire you, they're human beings, right? They're human beings like you and I. So you need to be empathetic. So I messaged them, what's up? How are you? Like, oh, they're making plans, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to this year, they called me and they gave me a role without any hiring. I'm like, we're over 6 in the former team. I'm the only one they retained. And my pay, like my compensation plan is way bigger than that time. So that's my own value system. So have your value system. Your value system could be excellence. I know someone that if I need a job done, I like the time I did not like him, but I would refer him, right? So I have something that works for you. For me, my best thing cannot be excellence because I'm a very curious person. Although I look at the metrics, I make sure I hit the targets and all that. But then my value system is more like empathy, making sure the job is done, making sure the job gets done, right? So just have volunteer in getting in the faces of people because people hold the thing. People are the holders of what you are looking for, right? Even if you want to be a loner, you still need support. So have a value system that will shape your relationship with people, and it will really help your journey in tech. Please, tech is not hard. I know I stopped coding, I know, but I really believe it's not hard because I had a friend, right? During the lockdown as well. I met her in January. So she started learning coding in February, March, right? So she started learning coding. And then she was like, she looks up to me, right? So she was like, she's learning coding and then she needs mentoring. I like need to be on her ass. Like first day, I like, oh, have you learned, have you coded today? She said, Mama, no. I was on her ass. And now like she's this amazing. Like she does front end, back end. Like I even endorsed her for a gig last month. So it's not hard, just having the right people around you. And that lady, she's very approachable, right? She's very humble. She's willing to learn. So I could coach her, even though I could not coach, I could push her, I could support her. So make sure you have a good relationship with people. Just one value system. Mine is empathy, ours is humility. So have your value system and let it really drive you to really go a long way in your journey in tech. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, OVJ. Thank you, our panelists, for answering that question beautifully well. So, as we go on, our next question now quickly is our question is, can you relate with inadequate resources when you started out in tech? And how did you scale through this particular phase of your life? Okay, probably when you started out your career, can you relate with inadequate resources at any point in time? And how were you able to scale through this phase? Because I mean, we're in Nigeria or say Africa, and a lot has to do with the tech community and resources ranging from data to laptop to every other thing in between. So how were you able to scale through not having enough resources through your learning process? So I think I'd like Fatima to go first. Fatima, please.
All right. So concerning inadequate resources, I had a mentor, so I always reach out to him. Like before taking any leap, like I asked him, like, okay, so what do you think? And then he refers me to resources that I say go through all these. And then starting out, my brother gave me his old system, so I didn't have issues with laptop. Then internet, my parents took care of me. So I had laptop, I had internet. I mean, like I had access to internet, so I was like full of resources. So I just had to learn to maximize it, reach out to mentors. And these are people that have done what you're about to do. So they know the guidance, they'll give you the guidance. So like that was it. And yeah, so that was it. I think it was a bit smooth for me here.
Thank you very much, Fatima. How about Oluwatomi saying, can you relate with inadequate resource at any point in your career journey, and how were you able to scale through that?
Yeah, sure. So for me, when I started my career, like I mentioned, I was very clueless, like extremely clueless. I had just graduated from school and I was trying to navigate what the next thing to do was. And I just got this call from an old friend from uni, someone we were in the same department, and the guy just really likes the fact that I still check up on him after school. And there was an opportunity in this company, and he called me, told me, can you do this? I said, I didn't even know what it is at the time, and I told him, yes, I can do it. So I went on Google and I just checked what for the definition of software testing. And then the interview happened. So the interview was supposed to happen like 3 days after. And I just only checked for the definition. Mind you, I was fresh out of school. The interview was supposed to happen in 3 days, and the only thing I had read was what is software testing. And then I got to the interview. There were like 7 people before me, and I was the 8th person. And there was this other guy too from the same school, and the guy just came in. Then he went in before me, and when he came out, I was like, "Oh, that wasn't awesome." So when he gave me that feedback that he didn't do well, I immediately forgot the definition of software testing that I had crammed. So getting into the interview, and they started asking me questions. Okay, tell me your name. I had no clue of what an elevator pitch was. Inadequate information, inadequate resources, no mentor, nobody to talk to. No, I mean, I don't know. It was just a function of, I was so excited. I just wanted to go for the interview. They asked me questions. What's an operating system? I had no clue. Or maybe I had a clue, but I didn't know that is what it was referred to. I mean, I used an Android phone at the time. And then now back to the software testing. They asked me, so what is software testing? I literally forgot everything that I had read. And I would say that I was actually just very lucky. It was like a go-lucky day for me. I got the job, maybe because I was able to talk about my projects in mathematics then, and maybe they were just like, oh, maybe this girl will be able to learn. I mean, and it still fits into some of what the other panelists that talked about. You need to, I hear Rory talked about a value system, like you need to be able to place something on yourself that this is what I'm good for. This is what I know, that this is what I can do. This is the value I can bring to the table. Right. So that was it for me. And when I started, I had some other young peers, like very young people that I met that was going to like just teach me about everything. And I remember that a week into my a week into the whole thing, into the job, we were supposed to start doing test automation. And mind you, I was just even knowing about testing. And we're supposed to do test automation that involves coding. And we're about 8 young chap in the room. And they started coding and stuff. And everybody was just like, most people have computer science background, already know what testing is. I've been in the company for a while and they already know what it entails. And they're like, and everybody just got their, the assignments done, and I was just there looking like, what is going on? I don't know anything. Like, I was very clueless. And what did I do for myself? At that point, I just realized that, okay, everybody in the room already like has an idea of, I had a background in mathematics. It was all numbers, analysis, theorems, and the likes. I had no clue about what software testing, coding, and all of those things. So I took it upon myself to learn some things on my own, and I think that's what has really helped me till today. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm very curious, and I like to learn more about things that I do because I want to be able to articulate the things I know, right? And this also really transitioned into, one of the things that I do right now, because I realized that a lot of people out there don't even have someone they can, just speak to. Someone, maybe not even your family member. Some people are fortunate to have, maybe maybe elderly ones that are already in the, the career space, and they can, just give you one or two tips. But some people are not even fortunate. Some people are not even fortunate to own a laptop. Some people are not fortunate to own a good internet. You would agree with me that there might be some people that are joined us today that are probably still struggling with internet as we speak, right? And so one of the things that I did was I tried as much as possible to learn. So I started learning things on my own. I took it upon myself to take the certification in testing. In the same year that I started my career and I did that, I literally just pushed myself to do things, and just also trying to answer the question for those that doesn't even have. So this is resources in terms of learning materials for me. I just really took it upon myself to learn. And for those that probably have issues with, difficulties with laptops and all of that, and good internet, I would say that you should leverage on some of the things that we have available to us now. We see people do giveaway on social media. We see people, come on social media and say, oh, I'm having this, free mentorship program. I started a mentorship program early this year, and that was because of my experience when I started my testing career, and it was totally free. Like, I just really, tweeted about it that, oh, I'm looking to just, give back to the society. You can look for, things like that. You will be surprised that you find favor, and some people tell you, oh, when I started this job, I had just, some photographers will say I had just a 200 naira camera. Some people exaggerate their story though, but I would say that you should leverage on all the opportunities that you have available to you to get what you really want. If it's learning resources that is inadequate for you, try to push yourself to learn. Try to register on Udemy. Courses, look for free courses, look for events like this that can motivate you, that can ginger you. If it's laptop or hardware resources, try as much as possible to leverage on the opportunities that we have on social media. Speak to friends. Can you invest in me just to get me a good laptop? I can, when I start working, I can pay you back or something. Leverage on those things. If you need to go for a party, you would want to find the right outfit, right? So if you need to get that good career, you need to also invest in things that will make you, get up the ladder. So that's how I think you can actually tackle that. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, Oluwatomisi. So you show us that it's not just about material inadequacies, but it could also be learning inadequacies, resources, and even community, people, resources. So amazing. Thank you very much. So Lily, can you relate with any inadequacy at any point in your career journey, and how did you scale through that?
Yeah. So I mean, not to make the not to repeat what has been said, but essentially we see that we don't have the inefficiencies or inadequacy only in resources like laptops and probably internet devices and all those. We have it even in knowledge and gathering information and probably even mentoring. So yes, I mean, I had a small laptop that I was using when I began computer science as an undergrad, and then it got to a point I couldn't even take a usual IDE. It used to take very very long to power up, and I was thinking, what exactly is this happening? Is this computer doing? I had to wait sometimes for my friends to finish their coding assignments, and I take the laptop to do mine because theirs were powerful, so I got a new one, right? But how many people are able to get new ones? But thank God for the internet, thank God for social media, thank God for things that we are seeing now, which is more of a community approach to providing resources. So like we see online now, people are doing programs, giveaways even for laptops. I mean, communities are sharing or encouraging people to be in technology by sharing by sharing the resources they have. Those for learning. That is, if a company decides to pay for Lit Code for a year for you, that's good. If somebody decides to pay for a certification, that's fine. If people are doing free mentoring, that is awesome too, because you need some pointers and you can make use of them. Very important. Then when it comes to the resource parts, in our sub-region and in our continent, we see the issue of accessibility, affordability, to a large extent, even literacy when it comes to digital literacy. Most of us have data skills, but the literacy is still a place that has to be sharpened. That is understanding the why, the how, the when of things. You're able to get onto platforms and use, but why exactly? That knowledge is still something that has to be built on. So we see those gaps. And thankfully, what I see that is commendable now, like I said, is that community approach to providing the resources through hubs, through innovation centers, through the competitions that we see coming up that help people to get the resources. So those are still pending, and there are responsibilities for essentially everybody. Governments have to sometimes intervene for some countries. Others are people who have had resources and can share. So we see all those online, and it's so beautiful, especially on Twitter. Then we see also some civil societies and CSR, company CSR, also giving out some of these ones. So what you want to do is make sure that you're looking out for some of these opportunities, because you can sit right under them and miss out on them. And one way to be able to get very close to these opportunities is through the communities like GDG, Google Developer and Google Student Groups and all of those. I know that there are sometimes conferences that allow people to win some of these. For people in She Code, for people in all of those, there's an opportunity for you to get closer to these ones. So keep talking to the right people. Please find the opportunity to connect if you can. And like you said, you don't want to miss an opportunity when currently there are some of these things ongoing. So I had at one point to struggle with my laptop with mentoring, but now we have the opportunity for you to even have the investor of YouTube to clarify things for you. And that is, if you have good internet, you can go on there and have things explained to you. And that would mean you need good internet, you need a device to connect. So all those are some of the issues that are currently existing, and initiatives that are coming up to support them.
Wow, amazing, Lily. Thank you. So I can reiterate from what the panelists are saying is how that opportunities would always come, but how prepared would you be for the opportunities, right? So it is for you to leverage what you have at hand, what you have at hand before the opportunities come around. Thank you very much, Lily. So Rory, did you encounter any form of shortage of resources in your career journey, and how did you scale through that?
Yes, I did. For an average writer, freelance writer, 'cause I started in content writing, right? So for an average writer, you should have a laptop. I did not have one, and I had a phone, and it was a 1 gig RAM phone. It was just bad. It was just bad. So how did I scale through it? I had a clear vision of what I saw, like of what I knew could come out of what I was doing, right? I was into content writing, but saw the big picture that content writing basically fits into content marketing, basically fits into marketing. So I have a vision for my life. So that was what kept me going. Having a clear vision for my life really kept me going. So yes, I had issues with resources, 1 gig RAM phone, no light issues, you buy fuel, you get everything. Like I don't know if you can even relate, but maybe someone in the audience can relate. Like when you have just limited resources, it's not light, you charge your phone, does not last long. But in all, I learned patience. What kept me through was patience, and a strong sense of vision. So because you can't really give up on yourself, right? You can't, like, you have no option. So start, like, Lily said, she said, in knowledge, in knowing, in advancing in this journey, you need to know the why, the how, and the when. That when. So with your resources, just know the why, the how, and with the resources you have, just continue at whatever stage you find yourself. Don't pity yourself. There's no room for self-pity, right? You won't be in your 20s forever. You won't be in your 30s forever. So just move on, just manage yourself. Like I was there, so I'm not just saying that, oh, you can't relate. I can relate. Like, one of my friend was like, Rory, you have to teach me on patience. I can relate. So don't there's really no excuse. You can't, like, I think someone said she had to borrow laptops. So just swallow your pride, look at your journey, look at the resources around you. If you have someone you could ask for funds, why not ask? If you have someone that can help you, please ask, right? Do not be ashamed of the fact that you need some stuff, but also do not look down on yourself. Just know that, okay, it's a journey. Okay, why I gave this advice, because we're not learning tech in the bubble. We have, like, we're learning tech, but then it's not in one perfect society or perfect environment. You have family drama, you have friends, you have people from your past, like people from that mindset you used to operate in, that you have to kind of live with them while you want to try and advance, right? So you're not going to be learning tech in the bubble. It's not a perfect lifestyle. It's not a sassy, like, lifestyle, right? It's your own journey. So just look at the resources you have and work on it. Have a very clear vision. It won't work out the way you planned, but if you have a clear vision, if you are patient, if you say no to negative talk, it will come out better than you planned. Right? I'm still in the journey. I believe our own is still in the journey. So just have that strong sense of vision. And in 3 months' time, 1 year time, you see that you've really gone far. And also, like I said, ask for help. Remember to ask for help. Don't be shy. Don't look down on yourself. If you do, get a desktop, get someone to talk to you. Be with good people. Don't be with people that talk down on you. Be with people that inspire you. Listen, download, use your midnight sub. If that's what you have. Use midnight sub. Download messages that will give you like, reframe your mind, because the mindset you use to apply for these scholarships will actually shoot you in the leg. If you don't value yourself, there's no how you can communicate that value to people. If when you have confidence in yourself, confidence is contagious. So when you have confidence in yourself, people will to be confident in you and give you that resources you need. So just that's basically it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Roy. Yeah, I've really learned a lot from this session. So I'm just going to be, I said we have two more questions, but I'm just going to be asking both as one. So when we're talking about resources in tech, I had Tomisi mention, somebody put that through. I had you talk about getting maybe elder, if you have an elder one that is into tech already. So basically, the theme for this year's IWD event is breaking the bias. So my first question is going to be, can you tell us what bias, like you are already in the tech ecosystem, can you tell us what bias exist in the tech industry now and how you have been able to overcome them or how we can overcome them as upcoming tech-sis? And also when Rory was speaking, she spoke about family drama, spoke about having to, but like my question is basically, how do you balance being in tech and also your social life, the society norms of you getting married, having a family. How do you balance all that with your career journey? Like you said, in tech, it's all about you growing. Like you keep growing, you keep advancing in your career because you have to be up to date as to what is going on in the tech. So like so my two questions, the question on bias and the question on how to balance your career with society norms of, I mean, you have to have a family, marriage and the likes, and also family drama here and there. So I think Lily, you can go first.
All right. So you've probably heard about how there already existing mindsets sometimes where females seem to seem to be people who are more administrative in people's eyes. So they look at you and be like, okay, you have long hair, you have long nails, do you actually code? That is like very old way of like looking at people and guessing what they do, right? Or you look at certain, can you actually do it? You know, Those, so we are starting from the parts that we don't see, the perceptions that have existed, and these are some things that we want to change with the work we do and with the advocacy that goes on. So those biases move from just mindset to looks to when you are in a team together. So you can be the one coding on the team, but because you're a lady, you're the one to serve everybody when it's time for lunch, or probably to pick the minutes, right? And then the other part that you'll be relegated to because you're female. Those perceptions is what we are trying to break. Then sometimes you say these things not just to say that, you don't say just out of nothing. There's usually statistics to back it. There's a widening pay gap. Somebody, you as a female, somebody's a male in the same field, and it will shock you to know what they're taking home as salary and what you are collecting, probably because you were not too vocal about what it is you were demanding. Probably you're looking down on your skills and trying to use your empathy side, a good value, to belittle your skills, trying to feel like if I speak out, I'll probably lose a job. Looking at a job requirement, and when you meet even 60%, you're like, I'm not fit for it. The boldness is not there. Then you leave, and you leave it, you don't apply, and then you go, and all those things are things that we see. And like I said, from the pay gap to even the double roles. Females would if you were married, this is going to link into the second question, or the first, the life and work balance. There's a wife who is a mother, who is a manager in a company. She has to do all that she does at home and comes to work, and she has to do that too. You're looking for support that is sent from outside the office for females in these spaces to thrive. The issue is not just to get in. We know the biases that are restrictive for entry, and now there's so much advocacy that there are girls' initiatives that have cropped up. The advocacy that, the teams that some of us are in when it comes to She Code, Women in Tech, and all those, are because there was a gap that we saw for entry even into the field. Now we are solving that entry part, but in there are gaps for even climbing up the ladder. One person can sit in one role for many years. Let's say appointment or new appointment or promotions will fly over your heads because they think there's somebody who's more masculine and can really man the job and probably do better. Those are some of the biases. And like I said, we really can pull up some statistics to back it, but we're also thankful for even males who are joining on this advocacy and really mentoring other females. That is why you hear people call others allies. Allies in the sense that somebody understands that, look, I can share my journey, I can impact a female, and we can go in there, and then we're able to help them also in their journey and not belittle them, right? So those are some of the things you see. Then when it comes to the balance that's for working and then for life, I usually just speak about the mentor I had when I started my computer science journey, and she still mentors me. She heads Stronko Academy in Ghana, and she's somebody who codes, and now she's a business owner. She gave birth to a child while she was like at the peak of her career. She married, and it was so beautiful. Then the next thing she did was to put a small table in her office with a printed tag that said Head of Future Innovation for her 1-year-old daughter. That is somebody who in her office is thinking about things that can make even getting to the office more exciting for her. And she brings her child to work literally, and has the child has a corner with a tag that says Head of Future Innovation, and she sits there with the child. She cries. She says, "Excuse me, I have to attend to my baby." She comes back to work. It is not shirking your relationship. It is about you finding the balance in there, because you know that your life is not going to stop because you're a female in tech or because you're working. If you look at some of the people who really are advancing when it comes to this field, it is people who have learned to maximize time and to prioritize. And I think it's one thing that most of us should learn. So there are things that would need our attention, but you want to be able to prioritize. You want to be able to plan. And I usually say this now: planning is not enough, but we need proper prior planning. Proper prior planning means that you have thought of it. It's not like you can be so prophetic about what the future looks like, but you're trying to say that if this happens, probably I'll use this route, or probably I want to go this other route, and then there's some action that goes into it. You want to properly plan so that you do not find yourself wanting. I think one of the ladies echoed this before and said that when opportunities meet you, it will be too late to prepare. So you want to properly plan before things are happening for you, right? And that is how you're able to find a balance. Imagine somebody said, look, or you just interviewed with Microsoft and they're saying, we want you to move to Ireland tomorrow. And you're like, oh, okay, I have to do my passport now. Are you for reals at this time? Right. So what was the plan for you going into the interview? Did you think that an opportunity was just for you? Did you think that you could get in? Did you think that something could be fruitful from your engagement? All those matter. So I think at the crux of all that is planning and then mentoring. Some people have been on the journey before and they can hand down to you what we call a silhouette. A silhouette is like an outline that you can feel. So you can feel it how you want it based on what somebody has shared. So that's why we have mentors, because they have been there and they have seen things, they have done things, right? And their journey would be able to help you to also avoid some of the mistakes. That is why it is important. So for me, for the biases, I've listed a couple of them, and they really differ. Even to what we now see, when it comes to aside the perception, what you now see when it comes to progressing in that ladder, and people will question you how you got to a certain point. They want to ask, was there any backdoor engagements? Were there sex for favors? Did you really merit all of those? Those are things that exist, and that is why we do the advocacy that we do.
Thank you very much for that, Lily. Thank you very much. Rory, yeah, you can go.
Well, um, let me look at the question again. How do I balance career and being a woman? Does societal norm of marriage, having a family, maintaining your job bother you? How do I intend to balance that? Okay, so I think personally, from my experience, my dad doesn't understand what I do. So sometimes it's like it tells my mom that this girl is not like you get wife material. I'm on my phone all day, I'm present like you're just cyberloafing. So my mom understands. So I guess that's like my saving grace in that aspect. I actually know someone that her parents are really on her neck. They're always like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And it's not bringing money. Meanwhile, we know that it actually takes time, right? She has to learn and all that. So I how to navigate that? I think having conversations with the important stakeholders around you, because like lady said, we have to actually balance it. She talked about that woman that have a baby, right? We have to balance it. We have to communicate with whoever we are relating with. Okay, this is my journey, these are my intentions. I do not look down on you anyway. I don't feel like I'm better than you because I'm in tech, but this is really what I want. And please, like, you understand, I'm talking in terms of family, like in terms of family relationships. I know that this thing can be really taxing, can be really distracting. You might stay 3 days without really talking to some people. So I just believe having a conversation, like she said, plan them like into your life, like, okay, see, this is how it's going to be and all that. And I think that's basically it. Because it can be really exhausting. It's really exhausting. And as for colleagues, I don't know if that's what you asked. I think you're just asking regarding to family. Did you ask regarding
No,
to?
I asked. I said the theme of this IWD is breaking the
Okay,
bias. That's why I asked the
okay,
question of bias.
okay. So for that, I believe the first step is to make sure you are not biased about yourself as a female. And then make sure you're not biased about other females, right? Like even yesterday, I caught myself looking at a female and I was like, I can't remember who she is or what happened, but I know I caught myself thinking in that bias point of view. So it's something that even women do, even though they say bias, like no bias against women, it's something that is like a societal stuff, and women are part of society. So it's something that we also do. We're also biased against each other. So it's something you have to be conscious about. Make sure you're not biased against yourself and you're not biased against others. Like it's a learning process, right? So basically reprogramming our minds. So, and also in your sphere of work, don't see yourself as a female, so female content person, female developer. See yourself as a developer. Look at the role, the stuff you're supposed to bring to the table. Make sure you're okay, you're in line. If you're in entry stage, intermediate, expert stage, make sure you're actually competent, right? And don't see yourself, oh, I'm a female, this. No. When it's time to negotiate that pay, just give them the industry price, right? I'm someone that I call the price, like I give it. I'm empathetic, but I call price because I know that if you price yourself down, people will price you down. And the funny thing is that if you price yourself down, they won't even hire you. So just price yourself higher and then you will get recommendations. So basically just it's every day. Even like sometimes in the workspace you want to go crazy because some people, men, right, they talk to you anyhow, like they raise their voice and they're like, it's like nobody noticed it, right? So, and if you react emotionally to be to your disadvantage, when you're having a difficult colleague, don't react emotionally. Step back. I know you're like, why? It's That's how it is, right? And the funny thing is that when people, like, as human beings, when we find ourselves in difficult situations, we come out stronger. I've watched movies whereby they put some people under, like those old movies like black people, where they oppress them and then they end up becoming stronger than the other white counterparts, right? So see it as an opportunity to just grow up, right? Like become strong. Because to be sincere, most of us women we're emotional, right? So when we're in that kind of situation, we have the opportunity to get to build emotional intelligence. We have more opportunity to build negotiation skills. You have more opportunity to build critical thinking. Like I've learned a lot of critical thinking this year because you meet terrible colleagues that want to make you scream. I know if you scream, you will lose your job, but then they are shouting at you. Everybody sees it as normal, but then you have to just calm down and really just be smarter. It's I would say it's bad. It's not a good place to be, but it's an opportunity to be stronger. So yeah, just get stronger. At least I've learned negotiation. I've learned critical thinking. I've learned how to like avoid conflicts. When I had one issue this last month and I had to go to Google, I rushed to Google. I had to avoid conflicts in the workplace, right? So it just makes us smarter and stronger. So just
Okay.
would, of course, I believe that we'll be better parents and the next generation will be better by God's grace, by our work too. But just it as an opportunity to be stronger, right? You can't be depressed about it. You can't really
Okay.
talk yourself down about
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very much, Rory. Okay, I think Tommy, so you can go, but please let's try to make it kind of quick. Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. So for me, I've worked in an environment where it's a ratio maybe 10 male to 2 female, and maybe the one out of the 2 female that is really doing, the core tech stuff. Maybe the other female is just maybe um a tech salesperson, or maybe a project manager, not even a technical project manager. And one of the things that I remember, there was a job that I got, and I was like the first QA in that company, and I didn't even realize until I started. And I just saw that, and I was just, I think, a year plus into my career, so I'm still pretty new. So I think that I found an opportunity to actually prove myself that I can do it. I can lead this team. I can take up this position. I can. Then I started looking up. I started looking out for um, resources. I started to attend events where they talked about how you can start a QA team in the company and all of that. And truth be told, I'm very sure that there are times whereby it would pop in the mind that, oh, this person has just 1 year of experience. She's a lady. She's this. She's that. But one thing stood out for me, and that was the fact that I was really confident in my doings. I was confident in what I was doing at that point, and I was putting in the work. So there is no way you are going to see all of the efforts that I'm putting together, and you are not going to give me that position. Is there a place of me not being considered because I am female? Yes, there is a place. But then also there is something that is standing out for me, and that's the fact that I have already put in the work. There's no way, like, bring everything to the table. There's no way you are not going to give me that position as a team lead. And funny enough, I wasn't even really jeering for that position. I was actually just enjoying what I do. And I would also like to piggyback it to, or just link it to where I'm currently in my career. And I currently don't live in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian, but I currently don't live in Nigeria. And I remember when I relocated, I actually just thought about, oh, how is it going to be for me working with, people from, you know, other race. We know about racial and all of that, some of those things that happen around the world. And I was just really thinking to myself that, so what am I going to do differently? And what I do really is I try to get noticed. And when I'm doing this, I'm very intentional about it. I'm not, so there's a place of doing eye service, and there's a place of, you know, trying to get people to notice the value that you bring to the table. And I pay so much emphasis on value. And this is me trying to represent. I'm not a feminist. I really don't. I'm sorry for anybody that is probably that probably do feminism and all of that. I mean, I'm not trying to invalidate what you believe or invalidate what you stand for. But I'm one person that does not really do. Sometimes I even see I have low cut, right? Sometimes I even I can even you can even mistake me for a tomboy, right? I don't try to, you know, be a PT party because I'm female, because I'm black, because whatnot. I try to be myself. I try to be human before I even think about all the intricacies. As a QA engineer, I know what it is right. I know that I need to, you know, step up my game in terms of testing. I need to, you know, learn automation. I need to attend webinars and all of that. And when I'm speaking, I want people to listen to me, and that's where being noticed comes to play. I want people to listen to me. I want people to be able to say, "Oh yes, Tommy, yes, she's the one doing this." It doesn't matter if I'm black. It doesn't matter if I'm female. It doesn't really matter. So I try as much as possible to put in the work to ensure that I'm being noticed for the right thing. You know, ladies, they will tell you, "Oh, this person, she dressed a certain way." You know, and that's why maybe people would want to, you know, just think that, oh, they can actually approach her that if you want this role, then maybe let's get on my bed. You get. But I try as much as possible instead of putting so much emphasis on how I don't say like I don't dress well, but I'm just saying instead of, you know, paying attention to getting myself noticed because of the kind of things that I wear, I pay attention to how I contribute when they are having important discussions in my company, in my environment. And that's how I think I've been able to, you know, break these biases. People will say, oh, when you have a meeting, I mean, you'll be in a meeting of maybe like 15 male and you're the only female. And there's a need for you to say something, or there's a need for you to contribute. And you're just there, you're just numb, you're not saying anything. You know, they would easily just catch it. Oh, maybe this one doesn't have anything to say. Maybe this one cannot contribute. But you also want to be able to contribute. Another bias, you know, another thing that I know that doesn't really happen a lot of time is maybe when they are doing like maybe like an hackathon, you most likely not see a lot of females there. You would see most of, you know, maybe male people, you know, most of the males, they will just come in and they'll tell you, I'm a developer. And then when you see the female, you get also when I tell people I'm a software engineer, they just raise eyebrows and like, okay, so what do you do? I'm like, so when you hear software engineer, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? It's like software developer, like you write code. Yeah, I write code. Do you develop applications? Nope, I don't develop applications, but I write code. I test software applications, and this is what I do. I started this mentorship program. When I started the mentorship program, so I'm just going to say the second question. I'm really having fun doing this. And the second question is, how do you balance it? I am married, like new couple, and I am doing this morning, and I know that after this, I probably need to put breakfast and all of that. Somebody talked about managing your time, and that is very, very essential. You need to be able to, you know, say that, okay, when you were single, you can actually come to terms that, oh, I can snack up on something while I'm learning. But when you have like a spouse or you have kids, you have dependents, you have people that look up to you, maybe for breakfast, for care and all of that, you need to be able to also factor those guys into your plan. It's very, 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 very important. I'm not the one that will tell you, oh, you should damn one person because you want to move into your career. No, you need to be able to factor in all of those things into your plan. You need to be able to say, oh, before, if I'm having like a me time of 30 minutes, trust me, it's not easy. If you're having like a me time of 30 minutes, you need to also ensure that you are, you know, having that 30 minutes is being cut down to maybe 20 minutes me time and 10 minutes for the other person, maybe your spouse, maybe your kids, and all of that. I have a lot of friends that are married and they have kids and they are
Sorry,
doing
Thomas.
wonderful. Oh yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, our time
So,
is actually kind of fast paced. I
oh
dropped
yeah,
a
that's
message for you, Fatima, on the private chat. Please kindly help us read through. So the next our what's it called? Our next speaker is thank you so much for this wonderful panel session. I see Lily has already left the call, but I really appreciate if you guys can wait for our Q&A session. We really have a lot of questions that we'd love to ask you. So please kindly wait behind for the Q&A part of the session. So our next speaker was supposed to speak before the panel session, but we had network issues. And is I'm going to be introducing our keynote speaker, pharmacist Morenike Fademisi. She's a health tech entrepreneur and CEO and co-founder of Whisper Health. She is also a multi-award-winning pharmacist, a sexual health educator, an experienced public health and social marketing professional. Welcome and thank you very much for your patience, pharmacist Morenike. Thank you very much. You can go on.
Okay. So hi everyone. Wonderful session. I enjoyed the panel session. I hope you can all hear me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll assume you can. All right. So I'm going to be speaking to the topic for today in general. And I'm sure you're all going to hear bits and pieces of everything you've all said today. So it's breaking the bias, being in tech as a female. First and foremost, being a female in Nigeria is not without its challenges. I think being a female in the world in general, because our society is evolving.
Oh, sorry, I think there's a network issue there. Please let's be patient.
Okay, while we wait for our keynote speaker to hop back online, don't forget to engage on social media, spread the news that we are still live, and we will be giving amazing prizes to the winners at the end of the day. And then you can begin to send in your questions as well if you have any from the panelist session. So we'll check them up in the comment section. After the keynote section, right, we would send them to our panelists for them to answer. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, is the network fine now? Because it was okay for me. All right. So as I was saying, there are many professions that are like traditional where, they were solely occupied by men. In fact, women were believed to be not only unsuitable for like medicine, law, engineering, not because not only because it was male dominated, but because back in the day it was believed that women did not even have the mental capacity to exist or to function as a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. It was also believed that we either did not have the physical capacity as well that were needed for these roles. In fact, as many people in history have said, including a famous revolutionary, Napoleon, he said women are nothing more than machines for producing children. So I don't think it should come as a surprise that even when newer professions like IT, like the tech industry are born, men or the world in general, they're not going to pull up a seat to accommodate you and say, oh, females, come on board. We're excited to have you. Like everything else in society, if you want a seat at the tech industry table, you have to fight for it. It's not going to be given willingly. So why should you seize your place and be a female in tech? I think the why is very simple. Because the tech sector is not only the fastest growing sector in the business world, but it is also now the leading sector in the job market today. And the benefits are obvious. There's huge financial potential. The job security from the tech sector is unmatched. In simple terms, there's money to be made. and you're likely to, keep your job for a very long time. We are in a society where many women still believe that the only way to be wealthy is to date or to marry a rich man. But you see, with tech empowers women financially. It changes that mindset. There's a lot of opportunity for career growth. I've seen people start off in one area of tech, pivot into another area, or even grow in a linear direction within whatever area they originally started in. So there's that potential as well. And then the most important thing I think being a female in tech does is the ability to inspire girls around you, to inspire younger women. If we want a future where being a female in tech is now so commonplace that we no longer even use the term female in tech. It starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with this amazing group of panelists and everyone on this call. When you make it, I want to implore each and every one of you on this call, please don't follow that unspoken rule where, they believe that if a woman has money, you should be humble. You should tell people, oh, it's my husband that bought it for me, or it's my daddy. You want to ascribe your success to some male person in your life. Don't do that. Don't dim your light. That way, other girls can be inspired. They can recognize that they can be you. They can do what you do. And I'll come to the what. What can you do in tech? While I was, planning to come and speak here, I discovered that there are now over 23 million developers globally. As large as that number sounds, the tech sector is still young, it's rapidly growing, and honestly, it would be premature to say that the market is saturated. It is not saturated at all. In the words of M.I. Abaga, he said in one of his songs, the sky is still wide enough for all. It is free seating. So if you are interested in, will I say, the technical side of being in tech, you can be a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a web developer, a cloud architect, a DevOps engineer. You can be in cybersecurity. You can be a blockchain engineer. There is so much you can be. And there's another part to tech that isn't spoken about so much. So I was glad that there was someone here who is, in the content side, is you can also be in tech without being too technical or necessarily having like programming skills. You can be a user experience designer. You can be a product manager. You can be an SEO, so search engine optimization, or search engine marketing, SEM specialist. You can be someone who does quality assurance testing. You can even be a technology lawyer. Tech is that sector that has a healthy marriage with every other business sector that existed before it. And that's why you now have terms like agri-tech, fintech, or like where I'm working in, health tech. These are now the norms. So I'll now speak to the how. How do you get into tech? I've heard so many, I enjoyed listening to the panelists talk about their different journeys. And if there's one thing you should have picked is that you need to just start somewhere, start anywhere. Don't assume that, oh, okay, because this is exactly what I want. If I don't find an opportunity to, go that route, then I don't start. No, start somewhere. An excellent piece of advice I received from my computer science teacher back in 1999 was this, because computers were still not as popular back then. She said, don't be afraid to try anything and everything, because we're all scared. We thought we were going to break the computers. She said, you'll make mistakes, but you'll keep getting better. And that's true as well in the tech industry. The tech sector is broad. So don't stress yourself at the onset trying to find your niche or figure out exactly, who you want to be in tech in 5 years' time. If you're on this call, it means you have an interest in tech. You need to hone that interest, so start somewhere. There are actually free opportunities. I can drop a link that I found in the comments when I'm done with this talk. It Google is your friend. If you can't find paid opportunities, find free ones as well. But start somewhere. And the more you learn, the more you're going to discover exactly what area of tech you are potentially good at, and start to find your place in tech, start to make more connections. And perhaps, like me, one day you'll discover that you also might have an entrepreneurial drive and you want to start your own tech company. But the truth is, start somewhere. You will need to have the determination to achieve your dreams no matter the odds. So whether it is not having a computer, whether it's not having adequate data, or having the money to pay for, some expensive course, start somewhere. Find something you can, lay your hands on. So I will close with a quote from a wonderful woman called Rosalind Yallow. She was, or she is, a medical scientist who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1977. And she said, "We cannot expect in the immediate future that all women who seek it will achieve full equality of opportunity. But if women are to start moving towards that goal, we must all believe in ourselves, or no one else will believe in us. And we must match our aspirations with the competence, the courage, and the determination to succeed." So I wish everyone here, I wish you well in your discovery journey into tech, but believe in yourself and you'll make it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful session, Mrs. Morenike. I really learned a lot. And um, once again, I want to apologize for taking so much of your time. Not to waste much of all our speakers' time, I would like to go straight into the Q&A session, which is going to be anchored by Enola. So I think people have started dropping in their questions. Please drop in your questions for the panelists and our keynote speaker in the comment section.
Okay, thank you very much, Damilola. Thank you, Famorenike. Thank you, our panelists as well. So now we are going into the question and answer section. Please, if you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment section, right? So I can see that Dimchi dropped a question already, and I'll read. Say that you're having issues with getting resources for starting, and you finally find a platform that will help you get resources, but you get the feedback that you are not what they are looking for, and you don't know where you're getting it wrong. What do you do? So, paraphrased, you're putting in for an opportunity and you've tried to say your possible best, right? What do you do when they don't pick you for that opportunity? So, I don't know if Fatima is still on the call. Okay, it doesn't look like she's here yet. But okay, so Oluwatomi, do you mind answering that question, please? So she's talking about limited resources or she not being picked for an opportunity, right? What should she do?
Okay, so yeah, I can answer that. I think what you can do is first you need to get feedback. On this entire tech journey or whatever career you pick, there is no way you would not have, you will not eat snacks like on the way. There's no way you would not you will not have, difficulties. I mean, nobody's saying that once you get into tech, it's going to be all smooth, right? Even the so-called developers that we see as the all-knowing people that everybody think that, oh, this person must be super smart. They have they encounter issues along the way. So I would say for you, you need to first get the feedback of what you are not doing well, and to improve on that. Take for instance, maybe you are trying to, maybe somebody just complains that I'll say content. I'll use content creator now. Maybe you're a content creator, and for every time you put out a content in there, people would always come to your page and stroke what you have done. I think you should take note of the negative feedback and try to work on it. You can try to see what other people do. If you have a mentor, you can speak to your mentor to ask what you can do better. Because truth be told, you would get some of this on the journey. I wouldn't even sugarcoat that. You will get some of this on the journey. You will get people give you feedback that, oh, you are not good enough. But one thing you have to tell yourself is that confidence. You need to have that confidence in yourself that you can actually do it. And by the time you get this feedback, you also need to be willing to work on it and not just second guess yourself the moment you get that feedback. So yes, negative feedback are always welcome, but then what you do with that negative feedback really goes a long way in your career.
Thank you very much, Tomisi. So, Tomisi is saying that we should get feedback. So, what you can do, Adimchi, is to request for a feedback on where you think you're getting it wrong. And I mean, you could employ LinkedIn, maybe an in-house person, to ask them questions about your application process and where you got it wrong. Thank you. So, Fatima, do you want to answer this question? Adimchi asked, yeah.
Sorry, I missed the question. I was away. Sorry.
Okay, so our question was if you should apply for an opportunity, right, and you didn't get in, you get the feedback that you're not what you're looking for, right? Probably not reaching the criteria or the qualifications. What do you do?
Okay. So we're intern class. We're told that even if you're working, like always push out your CV or resume just to know that you are relevant. So like I keep on getting these mails frequently as well. Sorry, I know we are not what we're looking. Just keep on applying. Definitely somebody will find you worthy and they will reach out to you. Just keep on applying. Don't give up. Don't give up. That's it. Don't give up.
Thank you very much, Fatima. I think the keyword Fatima is saying here is don't give up. So if you miss it this one time, the next time you're probably not going to miss it. So you just keep trying. How about OVJ, Rory?
Okay, so I'll just keep it short and say put yourself in the shoes of whoever is going to be hiring you. Like put yourself in their shoes. Like nobody really has free money to give out, right? So try and put yourself in the shoe of that employer, that the owner of that business, and really be sincere if you can fit into the vision they have for their company. Because every business is basically like an entity in an industry. The same way you are as a person, the same way that business, though it has so many people working on that, it's so that business wants to be relevant in the industry, right? So just really be sincere with yourself and ask yourself if you are that if you are the employer or employee, will you want to hire yourself? And it's not to talk yourself down. The thing is, various different organizations need different type of talents, need different type of energy, right? They have different structures. So I like Thomason said, if you get negative feedback, message whoever is in charge, whoever works in that company, and tell them that, oh, I was not accepted. What can I improve on? Because once it's one time, second time, three times, then maybe there's something wrong from your own end, and just message them. Because the thing is, when you're applying, you're just one of many people. You to yourself, you know you're special, but to the person seeing all those many applications, the person is like, oh my god, 200 applications, 1,000 applications. Like the person used to like cut down on, like, because I've done it before. When I saw over 400, I was like, where will I start from, right? So the person, like, as much as at least I wanted to be empathetic, I wanted to be like, oh, let me give them, but then the business has to move forward. So just ask them. Once you reach out to them, they'll say, okay, this person is different. Like they want to put a face to your CV. You'll be able to put a face to your work, and just you just be different from the many other letters that they rejected. And once they see that you're eager to grow, definitely if you reapply for another one, or you take the knowledge to apply for a better job, or you when you apply in future you will get in. So just put yourself in their shoe, right? There are so many applications, they have to streamline the notice. When you see that okay, they keep on rejecting you, ask them, okay, why did you reject me? You will just stand out, because I believe you are the only person that will even ask that question, like, why did you reject me? What can I improve on? What was the reaction when you saw my cover letter? What's like, I'm ready to take things that will hurt you, but then yeah, here for the bag, I had to grow, so don't really think too much about these things. All right, that'll be all.
Thank you very much, Rory. So I'll be taking two more questions from the live chat, and then I'll be taking two questions from people who filled the form. From people who fill the form, because I mean our time is fast spent. But I'm very certain that all of your questions in some speech, right? So you can do well to the question from one of the from the form okay. So someone is asking, yeah, I am trying to go through the questions to be sure of the best one to ask. Okay. As a female in tech, I am having issues discovering the right skills for me. How can I am having issues discovering the right skills for me. How can I discover it when I don't know what I have passion for? Or even if I do and it doesn't relate to the tech skills available. I'm not sure you got the question. So as a female in tech, I'm having issues discovering the right questions for me, discovering the right skills for me. How can I discover it when I don't know what I have passion for? Or even if I do and it doesn't relate to the tech skills available, what do I do? Did you get the question, Tommy? Say
Yes, I did. So am I to answer that?
yes, please.
Awesome. So first thing first, as a female in tech, we already made paid so much emphasis on, female in tech as not just let's not romance that word female in tech, right? So that's first thing I want you to put aside. And yes, so to your question, how do you find yourself and know that this is what you really have passion for? And I think somebody already mentioned it, that you are going to try different things. And to be honest, you are actually going to try different things. When I started software testing career, I thought about DevOps, I thought about product management, and recently I started thinking about developer relationship, because I love to talk, right? I enjoy doing this. So what I would really advise you to do is, if you have started, if you haven't started, I would say you should start with something. And I would say that depending on your kind of person, you can start with the seemingly easy things in tech, right? Take for instance, maybe I would say that everything is easy. As the moment you put your mind, if you meet a very good developer today, they will tell you, "Oh, development is very easy." If you come to me and you say you want to do testing, I'll tell you, "Oh, it is very very easy. As long as you are able to think outside of the box or you can pay attention to details, it is easy." If you meet Rory and you want to maybe do content, I'm very sure she would encourage you and tell you, "Oh, it's easy. You just need to do X, Y, Z, and then you'll be fine." So I would say that you should start with this, look up all those different careers in tech and even the non-tech ones, right? And try as much as possible to, you know, try the ones that you think looks seemingly easy to you. And then by the time you use that as a starting point, you can then, transition into what you really think you would have passion for. How did I discover my passion for software testing? I'm a very analytical person and I love to solve problems. And I realized that in software testing, I have to do a lot of that. I have to analyze, I have to, break down the system, and I enjoy finding bugs. And that was how, boom, it became a thing. I just want to improve myself. I just want to learn. I just want to, do something new. And you also mentioned if what you have passion for does not fit into the tech space, what do you do? My dear, I don't think that there's anything that doesn't fit into tech space right now. If you're a fashion designer, there's a need to promote yourself on social media. If you are a carpenter, there's a need to just go on YouTube and try to search for one thing that thing that you have passion for. And there you go, you have somebody talking about it. If you're a travel blogger, you need to know how to blog. If you love to travel and you want to put your content out there, you need to know how to blog. And I think content creating is actually something we don't really talk about, but it's really tech, like it's very technical. Let's even take out the word technology now and bring in technicality into it. Like it's very technical because you have to deal with your numbers, you have to look at what really interests people in what you do. So I would say that if you have passion for something and you think that is not in tech, you need to also like try to carve a niche for yourself. All the new roles that we see today, some people would just tell you developer relationship. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, what is developer relationship? Do you understand? It was somebody that had to come up with that idea. Oh, because I love to organize events, webinars, and the likes. Let's make this a role. Eniola and Damilola are doing something now. They are hosting this event. I don't know if this existed in 1993 or in year 2000, or maybe it wasn't this rampant. The world is evolving. So you also need to evolve too, right? In whatever you do, try to carve a niche for yourself. Even if you're going to be the first person to do it, my dear, by all means, start it. And don't give up. We've talked about don't give up like several times here. So don't give up, start it, try to follow through. If you think it's not the right thing for you, jump to the next thing. And that's what I'll say.
Oh, thank you very much, Tomisi. Particularly evolve, evolve. That was one thing I really picked from what Tomisi said. So, the next question we'll be taking is from Fasikwe Judith. I hope I pronounced your name right. She said, "How do I go about this mentorship issue? And is it really compulsory to have one? Actually, I really have a mentor, but right now I don't have any advice for me." Then she goes on to say, "What do you do about getting a mentor? What criteria is needed, especially when you don't really have um teaching people around you?" I'll take it as that. So I think I would like Fatima to answer these questions, because during her talk and answering all the questions, she talked of, having a couple of mentors around her. So how did you go about reaching out for mentorship? Yeah, how did you go about, reaching out for mentorship? Fatima, please.
Okay, so concerning mentorship, so I remembered where I interned. I was there as a solutions intern, but then, like during their stand up, I noticed the design team, whenever they are discussing, like I'm more like drawn to them. So I indicated interest. I went to meet the designer on the team. I'm like, okay, if I want to learn how to design, but then like he didn't actually pay attention to me until I actually like pushed out something. I remember sending him an XD file. I'm like, okay, if this is what I did, can you please correct this? So when he saw like, okay, this girl has interest, and decided to like invest in me. Until today, Ife and I keep in touch. I remember to call him like last night. I'm like, okay, Ife, I'll be speaking here, and then he kind of like prepped me. Then as a designer, there is something called ADP list. So if you just go there, just fill an application, and then you have access to like tons and thousands of mentors. Then you can always apply. So much like so I was on this Twitter space, and somebody said don't approach somebody saying you need a mentor, like just go there, ask specific questions. Then when they see that, oh, this girl has zeal, then they'll like just invest in you. So that's how I feel should approach it.
Thank you very much, Fatima. I think I would also like to redirect this question to Tommy, saying, I mean, you must have had a couple of applications for, mentorship and all. What do you think is the best approach for anyone coming to reach you for mentorship? How do you want this person coming? What are your expectations as a person, like you're approaching me for mentorship? What do you look out for, basically?
What I really look out for is your zeal and really what drives you. I believe everybody deserves an opportunity. That's for me, and this is because when I started on a platter of, just opportunity. Like it was just a go lucky. Like I say this a lot. It was a go lucky chance for me. So what I really look out for is the zeal and maybe like what really drives this person. Um, Sitting on the other side of the table, as a mentor, I I want somebody that can actually ask questions when necessary, because this is just me trying to create time, and I know it's the same for other mentors out there. This is just trying to make this is just me trying to create time out of no time to just dedicate some time for you to learn from the little that I know. And then if you are giving me the vibe of, oh, you are too busy, or you are making this like a second option, right, then it's not fair on my part, right? So what I really look out for is the zeal. I give everybody, like when I put it out on Twitter that I'm looking to just give back to the society and mentor people. I had about, because I don't have lots of followers on Twitter, right? But I have friends that retweeted, and I had about 20 people reached out on Twitter. And today we are down to 11 people. And from the first day, I already knew the people that would actually follow through, right? And the moment you don't join and you don't have a reason why you did not join, I just really don't bother, sending you further details about the next session. And for me, it was like a training session. So it's not just by talking. I actually train you on the job too as well. So I would say the zeal and the drive, even if you don't know what you have passion. I have people that joined because they don't like to code, and they totally had no clue that even in testing, you have to still automate your test cases and you have to write code. And so, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I think they're actually finding it very interesting, because now somebody can explain it to them from the granular, from the ground up, and just tell them how things are really. So I would say that you should know what really motivates you. I mean, if you say you want to do this thing, what's the motivation? If the fear of poverty is why you are really doing it, nobody's going to tell you in the morning to wake up and get to work. If it's the love for results or innovation, you would want to learn more, you would want to deep dive, you want to ensure that you're learning something new, and it's not just dumped on your mentor. I personally, when I started, I didn't really have like a mentor, but I had somebody that was talking. um I would go to her page. If she has events, I would attend. If she has anything that she's speaking about on Twitter, I am trying it out. I mean, she doesn't even know that I do this thing, but I was really stalking her. Until date. I still stalk her. I just stalk her. Like good stalking. I just keep stalking her. If I know that she's learning a new tool and she tweets about it, I am going to learn that too. If I know that she's speaking at an event, I'm joining. If I know that she's doing something, I mean, that relates to tech, I am just stalking her and I'm doing the same thing that she does, because I really just enjoy. I just saw that her career progression is. I know she loves to speak a lot. I decided to start speaking, and that's it. So yeah.
Wow. Amazing, Tommy Singh. Yes, you edit one of the ways stalk people. One of my friends will call it virtual mentorship, and these people don't even know you're stalking them, but you're getting value for every single time. Thank you very much, Tommy Singh. So we have to show zeal and interest, the readiness to learn when we are seeking our mentorship. So I'll be taking the last question, and this question is directed to Rory because I got to discover she's a law student. Interesting. So this last question is from Gloria Adeayo. Our question is, how can I balance school workload with my learning on programming, whereby weekends is for refreshment and service to God, and also inadequate power supply and unbalanced network connection? How can I balance this literally with every other aspect of life? Robbie, so would you do us the honor, please?
Okay, so why I cannot really relate to all that, I've been someone to really, I cut out a lot of stuff, right? Why moving on? Like if I'm at every stage of my life, I try to cut out some stuff. But the advice I'll give her is to get someone that is fun, that is in this journey with her, someone that has the privilege and access right? You don't when I believe she would be in a community already. So when you join a community, there's this temptation to want to make friends with everybody at once, want to be known, want no, just look for one person. You may have to speak with like 5, 10 people to get that one person. But look for someone that does not have issue. Because there's people like that, they have soft life. Life is just soft. Make sure you connect to that kind of person and make sure you're always in contact with that person. Like once you guys are learning something, just make sure you're always chatting with that person about the learning. Just try and make it fun for yourself. I don't know if you're getting me. Like, since the life is tough, try and have that safe space in that person that you can just shut up that like have you done this? Have you done that? So the person must actually be a go-getter, right? So just really create that safe space in someone, have someone that you need join together that can actually have your back. So you have to invest more in relationship though. You have to call more, but just be genuine. And the person will be able to like people like genuine people. So just relate to the person that okay, this is my life, but I want to do this. I know it's not easy, I know, but please, I need to be my accountability partner. And when you say accountability partner, don't wait for them to call you. Do not happen. Just budget airtime and you used to call them, ask them, oh, how did you do this? So don't try and once you see you have that so much stress, don't try and do everything by yourself. Ask questions, right? Ask questions on the community, just be asking questions. Ask on Twitter. The funny thing is that you will not be eating like many birds with one stone. Once you see that you are really stressed out, once you are asking those questions on Twitter, people will see that okay, this person, like you're basically building your personal brand too, right? So when you are done learning, you might easily be able to get jobs, right? When you post one question on Twitter, you get answer, and then you go and post under that. Okay, I've gotten the answer to this, the answer to this, so. Even if there's no like, no problem. Just try and cash cruise with the whole process so that even if there's no like that, these employers can come and see your Twitter later and be like, okay, this girl was actually learning. And then you would also make a good friend in the industry, right? Because most people, most times, always want to be loner, but then it's not really beneficial to be a loner. You must have one person that you can actually like grow together. You guys don't have to know, you guys don't have to like the same music, the same food, even the same religion, but that career path, just make sure like okay, you guys are like we are here, like we die here. I don't know if people outside Nigeria can relate, but like this is a ill like we're going to do this, and yeah, you have to, but you have to actually invest more in that relationship. Try and make it fun, right? I don't try and not overthink it. Try and make it fun. The way you know when you used to go to primary school, like a routine, just try and vibe, just try and go through it. And consistency, like someone said, is the habit that matters, not the intensity. So 1 hour per day is looks small, but if you cannot afford it, do 30 minutes. You do 30 minutes, there's no light. You can just call a friend that, oh, they're taking lights and start laughing about it. And then it will help both of you. You're learning. You can like it will put her on a pedestal to be like, okay, I have to help so catch up with this thing. I forgot your name. I think Gloria. I have to help Gloria get in track with this thing. So you can just call it they're taking light too, but like this Nigeria, like I'm bigger than them. Just try and make it fun, I beg, because just try and make it fun. Because I believe it's something you're actually passionate about. Seeing that you want to try and balance it out and you're here in this program, you ask that question. Look for one person that you can be accountable to, that you can just have fun in that area. Because don't try and make it outside the whole learning process. Let the friendship be around the learning process, so it is really purposeful. If you try and bring it out of that, it gets kind of messy, distracting. The accountability there will not be strong as before. The growth there will not really be strong. So make sure it's just tied to this journey you're into, and just try and have fun. Try cash cruise.
Yeah.
Just tweet about it and just
Yeah. Thank you
and
very much, Rory. Thank you very
yeah.
much, Rory. So prioritize. And I think one key thing she said is if it is 30 minutes you can do a day, it is consistency and the habit you make out of it. So while it is understandable you might be in school and you're, I mean, doing something totally unrelated to your career path in quotes, right? So if it is 30 minutes, 1 hour you can devote per day, it is the consistency in showing up that really counts in the long run. And yes, ask questions on Twitter and literally everywhere. So thank you very much for this panelist session. Thank you for all the questions and answers you've provided during this session. We are most grateful. Up to you, Damilola.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eniola. Thank you so much to all our panelists session. Like, I mean, I really learned a lot from you guys. Like, I learned a whole lot. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much for acknowledging our invite, for coming to speak to us, for taking your time out. I mean, time is money, for giving us your time. Thank you so much. Like, I really, really appreciate, and I really learned a lot. Please, can you guys like drop your social media handles? So for those of us that are going to actually reach out to you, because I'm obviously going to be reaching out to you guys. So please, can you drop your social media handles so that our listeners can reach out to you in case they have questions and the likes. So for the next item on our agenda is going to be another icebreaker session. The last icebreaker we had, I saw that we had a lot of people that like traveling, they like sleeping. I mean, somebody said I'll just be shopping or more. Okay, so I have a few more questions to go on the icebreaker session. And they said, what's it called? Eniola is asking that if you were to have a superpower, what would it be? Please drop it in the comment section. If you were to have a superpower, what will it be? Eniola, I think you should answer first. This is your question.
Okay, if I were to have a superpower, right, I think it would be to know all things in the shortest time possible, so I can just
Hmm,
transition on the tech, on the tech skill, without having
I
to take
just
so
go just
long
like
in
that.
learning.
Wow, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. I don't know what superpower I would like to have, but maybe to be to like to be able to multitask like perfectly.
Mm,
So I think that would be it. So please drop your the superpowers you would like to have. Please drop it in the comment section. And then the last question is I had somebody I think when Rory was speaking, Rory said these employers, people that are going to employ us are obviously not willing to dash out money. They want to see the quality you can give. They want to see if you are truly worth the amounts they are going to be paying you. So now the question I have for you is, if you were the CEO of Google, at this point in your career, will you actually hire yourself? So like I need us to answer that question and keep asking ourselves that question like over and over again before we start applying. Like, okay, if I was actually the CEO of this company, would I actually hire myself? So please drop. I'm not seeing comments. You guys should drop your comments. You guys should like drop your comments. I'm going to be looking forward to your comments. But in the meantime, let me announce the winner for our social media engagements. We have I'm still waiting for your comments on the icebreaker section questions. But for our social media engagements, we have hey, don't even remember this. Aniete Blessing for the social media engagement. So you have a prize and you are to send an email to, I think, Victoria, are you going to drop the um please drop the GDS email. You're supposed to send an email to the GDS emails to claim your prize. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for telling the world what we are doing over here. And then I think the second winner is going to be the most active in the comment section. Um,
yeah.
yes. Do I have who do I have here as the most active? I think I've been seeing this girl's name pop up. Adimchi Osuiwu. Please let me know if there's any other person that is more active, but I've been seeing, no, aside Tomiwa, like any other person that has been like really, really active in the comment section.
Yeah. There's been Adimchi. There's been Adimchi. Aside Tomiwa.
Yes, like she has been really active in the comment section. And I also have one more person that is also like active on Twitter. I don't know, Okpe or Molly. Please, if you are the one, you guys
Mhm.
should please send your names to the what's it called? Victoria is going to be like putting in the GDS
Email address.
email for us. Yes, so you can claim your prize. So thank you very much everyone for listening. Thank you for taking out time to attend. I really hope you guys have learned even more than I have learned, because I've actually learned a lot. And then to the closing remark is going to be given by Aluze Brandon, who is the Google Developer Student Club lead for University of Bamenda in Kenya. Thank you very much, Aluze. please you can go on. Did I get the pronunciation?
Okay. Thank Thank you very, very much. I'm just with the correction. I'm currently in Cameroon. It's the University of Bamenda in Cameroon. So I'm calling from
Okay.
Cameroon. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank all the speakers and everyone who has actually participated in this call, because I myself, though I'm not a lady, I've actually learned a lot from the speakers. And just to add with what all the speakers have been saying, another very, very important thing that I think girls should encourage themselves is to network. To network. A lot of girls who are into tech are a bit shy. You meet this person who can give you an opportunity, but you're probably shy to engage with that person and speak with the person. So let me just say in summary, network, network. So once more, I think we have finally come to the end of this amazing event, and I'm sure everyone is probably going home today with so much knowledge. The knowledge is just huge. The knowledge is just huge. So the winners have been announced. You guys are going to send a mail to the GDSC, and I think that will be all for this event. We are hoping to have such an event like this again next year, where we will still want you guys to come and participate and learn more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. So you could hang on a minute while we send the address for the winners to claim their prizes. We will be sending it to the comment section on YouTube now. I hope you learned a thing or two. For me, like Damilola, I've learned a whole lot. And yes, you can still go on Twitter and spread everything you heard the speaker say, whether verbatim or paraphrase. Just let everybody know that we had an amazing time this Saturday. Thank you very much for tuning in. Damilola, what do you have to say?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like honestly, I cannot even start to like pour out every single thing I've learned, but I've actually learned a lot. And
Mhm.
I really hope every single person on this call has actually learned a lot. The social media handles for the speakers are going to be dropped on the comment section. And then we
Yeah.
have, okay, just to like repeat the winners of our giveaway. We have Anieti Blessing, we have Okwe Omoli, and we have Adimchi Osuiwu. Yes, please kindly send a mail to the GDSC email address that is going to be dropped in the comment section. We're also going to be dropping the speakers have sent us their social media handles, and we're also going to be dropping that in the comment section. Please wait a little for that. So this is me signing out, and this is me saying thank you for attending.
And yeah, remember it is the application that matters. So find a way to apply this, however it applies to you in your own journey. Just find a way to apply everything we've learned today. So it's not just head knowledge, but we are taking practical steps, right, to implement everything we've learned today. So I'm also signing out with Damilola. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Rory.
Bye.
Bye.